friends. Welcome to this practice. So as you start to get situated, get settled for practice, I invite you to grab anything that you feel like you might need. So there's no extra props required for this practice, but just kind of tune in with yourself. Maybe ask yourself, what do I need to maybe help ease me into practice a little bit more today? Maybe a blanket for comfort, for warmth, maybe a couple pillows or a yoga bolster for support. So yeah, again, just kind of ask yourself really briefly, what do I need? Anything extra for today's practice? Maybe so, maybe not. Grab what you need and we'll get started. So again, take your time, easing in, settling into practice. So this practice is going to be very mindful. We're going to be doing a lot of internal awareness and really going inward, noticing how you feel and maybe tuning into some uncomfortable feelings. Maybe not. It just depends on what you're holding today. So we are going to move a little bit and flow just a little bit. We're going to be moving intuitively and also just kind of guiding through some movement that may help you just kind of connect with yourself a little bit more. So we'll move, we'll breathe, we'll do a lot of breath work. I'll play the sound bowls. So we're gonna do a little bit of everything. Notice how you feel. Allow any sensations, any emotions to kind of come to the surface if they need to. And yeah, we'll just kind of see where this practice takes us. So as you're settling in, maybe right away, close your eyes down. And find a nice, comfortable, supportive seat for you. For me, that's just sitting directly on the floor, crossing my legs in front of me. For you, maybe a little bit different variation. So just take whatever variation of seat that works for you. Close your eyes down here and just start to notice what kind of comes up right away for you. So maybe you feel like you need to move around a little bit, situate yourself. Maybe you kind of need to rock side to side, or just kind of anything to help you settle into stillness here. Any sort of wiggles, energy that you need to release here. Give yourself a few moments of movement, of restlessness. And then again, eyes are closed down. You're finding a nice supportive seat here. And then start to find your version of stillness. And I invite you to place one hand on your belly, maybe your right hand, and one hand on your chest, on your heart space. And as you do, right away, start to feel how that actually physically feels. Notice the palms of your hands. So when you place them on your body, just start to notice. Maybe there's a warmth or a coolness. If you're like me, your hands are a little cold. It might feel a little chilly to place your hands on your body. So just notice the palms of your hands and then that sensation. Like I said, maybe you feel like me, a little chilly putting your hands on those parts of your body. Maybe there's a warmth there. How does it feel to connect your hands, the palms of your hands, to your belly, to your chest, to your heart space? Notice that feeling of connection between the palm of your hand and your belly, the palm of your hand and your chest. Maybe you feel slight movement here as you breathe in and out. And as you settle in here, it can be just a natural tendency to kind of tense up as you're sort of holding yourself here. So maybe just let your shoulders drop. Let your sit bones, your hips sink down just a little bit wherever you're seated. And really start to tune into your breath here. So again, natural tendency to kind of tense up a little bit, maybe even to kind of hold your breath a little bit. So release your shoulders, let your hips, your legs, your sit bones go just a little bit, and then feel into your breathing here. What happens when you start to expand your breath a little bit? So you start to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Notice how that feels. Maybe your belly expands and grows bigger as you inhale. Same with your chest. You're feeling this opening, this expansion in your front body as you inhale, nice and slow, nice and deep. And then as you exhale, you notice sort of that pushing down sensation or that coming in sensation. Just kind of notice how it feels to push gently, slowly your breath out. So you're inhaling, feeling that expansion in your belly, in your chest, forward. And you're exhaling, pushing that air out, feeling your belly come back towards your spine, feeling your chest kind of deflate a little bit. Continue this pattern of breathing. Inhaling, expanding your front body. Exhaling, coming back to yourself. And as you're taking this breathing at your own pace, nice and slow, nice and steady, almost kind of exaggerate it a little bit. So when you're inhaling, you're really pushing your chest and your belly forward, almost in a way where your spine kind of arches a little bit. And then you're exhaling, you're really exaggerating, pulling your belly button towards your spine, and maybe even at the bottom, you almost like push that final bit of air out. So inhaling to expand. Exhale slow, really push that air out. At the bottom, push that final air out. And again, keep that pattern going. And check in. Notice if you feel like you're kind of tensing your body up. So when I do this, I'm noticing my legs are kind of tensing. I'm starting to kind of arch forward. So tune back in with your body. Let your body just kind of be. Not tensing, not trying to control what's going on with your breath. Trust your breath to do what it does here. Taking nice, slow, steady inhales. Long, steady exhales. Push that final breath out at the bottom. And as you connect, continue connecting with your breath. Notice that physical sensation, again, of connecting with your body. Your hands, your arms are just slightly wrapped around yourself. And as you continue to breathe and connect, notice any sort of thoughts. So this whole time you may have had thoughts popping in and out. Maybe there's something specific that you're focused on. Maybe there's a distraction. Maybe your mind is somewhere else. Maybe you're kind of focused on your physical body and noticing the sensation of connecting with your belly, connecting with your chest, and just noticing any thoughts, any emotions that come up with that. Maybe you're just simply noticing the sensation. Maybe you're curious about it. Maybe there's some self-judgments coming up about yourself or your body. Just be curious around what comes up. And if you start to have uncomfortable feelings kind of come up, as much as possible, try not to push them to the side. Can you embrace them? Can you allow yourself to feel those feelings? Good, bad, comfortable, uncomfortable. Allow yourself to feel into those feelings, connect with any sensations, any emotions, any thoughts that cross your mind. Take just a couple more deep rounds of breath here. And slowly start to release your hands if they're on your chest and belly. You can just place them on the tops of your legs, palms face down here, and maybe just kind of start to move your hands up and down your legs. Again, option to keep those eyes closed for a lot of this practice. So for the most part in this practice, minus when we're moving a little bit more, we're going to stand for just a few minutes at one point. But minus that, if you can try to keep your eyes closed for this whole practice, again, we're really working on going inward, connecting, noticing what comes up. And maybe right here you can take a moment and set your intention for your practice. And if you have no idea, that's totally okay. You can just kind of hang out, breathe. But maybe your intention is to cultivate more compassion for yourself. Maybe there's a part of yourself that you really don't like or you have an aversion to. Maybe there's something you feel really self-conscious about. Maybe you're feeling some sort of shame or guilt. Maybe there's something that you're holding on to that you know you should let go of or you need to let go of, but you haven't quite been able to do it. There's so many different variations of what you need out of this practice. So ask yourself for that intention, what do you need from this practice for yourself? This is a time for you to focus on you. There's no one else to worry about. Maybe send yourself a quick reminder that it's not selfish to focus on yourself. You're giving yourself time and space to connect so that when you leave this practice, you will feel better and thus be better and thus do better. So if you set an intention for your practice, go ahead and inhale that intention through your nose, nice and slow, nice and steady. Hold that inhale at the top. Exhale slow and steady. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale your intention. Hold at the top. Exhale slow and steady, nice and controlled. Last one, wherever you're at your own pace. Awesome. If your hands are still on top of your legs, just leave them there and just slowly start to find a little bit of rocking side to side here. Gently, again with eyes closed. You're not trying to move your body in any particular way. You're not trying to feel anything specific. You're just rocking side to side. And this motion of rocking forward and back or side to side is very regulating for your nervous system. So especially for a practice like this where we're trying to cultivate feelings of love and compassion, acceptance, connection with ourselves, This is our body's natural way of just kind of starting that process in a physical sense, almost like you're rocking a baby. So even as adults, even as older humans, it's still very regulating to rock side to side, front and back. Maybe for you, it resonates more to rock front to back. That's totally fine. You're just finding any sort of rocking motion here. Maybe your rocking motion is faster. Maybe it's really slow. Either way, whatever type of rocking you're taking, find your breath. You don't have to connect the breath with each movement, but you're still finding those nice, slow, steady inhales and exhales as you rock, as you move. And just notice what comes up in your body here. Maybe you need to take a couple of deep sighs. Maybe you need to move your arms around. Just kind of notice any natural tendencies that your body is asking for here. Listen to your body. Tune in. There's nothing too weird in this practice or in this space. There's also no right or wrong way of doing this practice. Let's take just a few more rocks, whatever your variation is here. And then option to stay with the rocking. If you need to stay rocking side to side, stay with that. Again, listen to your body. Maybe you stay rocking for this whole practice. That's totally okay, okay? So just feel free to ditch me if I'm guiding you into something that just is not resonating for you. That's totally fine. But if you're following along, if it resonates, instead of the rocking, you're just starting to take slow upper body circles. So you can stay exactly where you're at. Maybe if you're like me, you're feeling the crossing of the legs. It's getting a little bit tense in your knees. So maybe you have to kind of move your legs around a little bit. Maybe switch which leg is crossed in front of the other. Again, no right or wrongs. Just take your time here. But if you're taking those circles, take them at whatever pace works for you. Again, I'm going to face this other way. But again, just take these circles in whatever way you can. Maybe you almost visualize some cat-cows in your spinal movement. So as you come forward, you open up through your chest and your heart space. And as you pull back, you almost find this nice rounding in your spine. Maybe you even tuck your chin to your chest. If the upper body circles aren't resonating, maybe you just take some seated cat-cow, inhaling to open up your front body, exhaling to round your spine, chin to chest. So, whatever option of movement, take it, rocking, or circles, or cat-cows. Take just a few more rounds of breath wherever you're at here. And then again, option to stay with that movement, or option to come into a nice forward fold, whatever variation you would like to take. For me, I'm keeping my legs crossed and I'm just coming down to my forearms. If you're with me in this forward fold, see if you can kind of check in with any parts of your body that you can release here. So the crown of your head, no matter what depth you're taking this forward fold, even if you're not folding forward very much, see if you can let your head be super heavy here. So you're releasing the back of your neck. Crown of your head is as far as it'll go to the earth. Maybe you even shake your head out a little bit, move it side to side as you get settled. And then notice again, is there anywhere else, if you're in this fold, that you can kind of release? Your arms, your shoulders, your legs. Maybe even your jaw, space between your eyebrows. Soften, release. Allow yourself to settle in here wherever you're at for a few more rounds of breath. At your own pace, if you're with me, slowly start to come up into a seat. Take it nice and slow. Really try not to rush the process here. Meet yourself where you're at. Take a few moments as you sit all the way back up. Check in. Notice your spine, your head, neck, and shoulders, your hips. Notice how each part of your body feels here. And then let's take just a nice neck stretch. So drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Option to stay here or place your left hand on top of your head for some extra stretch. Option to stay here in stillness, or just start to kind of move your head around. Maybe moving your face towards the sky and then moving it back down towards the earth. Or again, option to stay in stillness for a few more moments. Continue to breathe. And if your body needs to do anything else in this stretch, feel free to do that. My body's asking just to rock side to side a little bit. As you're ready, slowly, gently release. Bring your head back to center. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Same options. Maybe place your right hand on top of your head. And again, stay here in stillness or kind of just move your head around. Getting into any of those knots that maybe you have in your neck. Couple more rounds of breath wherever you're at here. Again, slowly, gently release. Come back to center. Alrighty. So we're going to meet in a tabletop shape on hands and knees. Take your time getting into that transition. Alrighty. So once you arrive, go ahead and just start to rock your hips side to side here. And just kind of notice how that feels. I'm actually going to turn around so that I don't end up kicking one of my sound bowls. Alrighty, so just rock your hips side to side and let your head and neck just do whatever feels natural. Maybe your crown of your head hangs heavy towards the earth. Maybe you move your head and neck around. So this is your time to continue that intuitive movement, just kind of finding what your body's asking for here. Maybe you keep the hip rocks. Maybe you take some hip circles. Maybe you take some cat-cows. This is your time to move, to breathe, to connect with yourself. Maybe as you move here, feel the sensations in your spine. Notice what's happening with your spine. Maybe even visualize it. So depending on what movement you're taking will be dependent on how your spine's moving, right? So just kind of visualize in your mind's eye. What is my spine doing right now? For me, I can kind of visualize the lower part of my spine kind of moving in circles, visualizing my tailbone. Just take a few more rounds of breath here, wherever you're at. And then as you're ready, go ahead, however you get there. We're going to meet in a standing, actually no, not a standing forward fold. We're actually going to meet standing all the way up. So go ahead and find any sort of a stance here. Alrighty. So as you're ready, go ahead and bring your awareness to your feet here. So this is probably where you want to have your eyes open for a few minutes. So go ahead and look down at your feet and just kind of notice. Maybe you rock forward and back. Maybe you're lifting your toes and then lifting your heels. Notice how your feet look. So you're actually using your vision to connect with your physical body. Just kind of take a look at your feet. Notice how they look. May sound silly, but maybe notice how you feel about them. If you're like me, you're kind of just meh about your feet, their feet. And then wherever you're at, go ahead and release your gaze from your feet. Let your shoulders be nice and heavy down your back. And again, close your eyes down again if that feels okay for your balance. So your feet are nice and grounded down. Your shoulders are heavy away from your ears. Arms are by your sides. And feel this stance in your body. Notice what it feels like to be nice and tall, nice and lengthened all the way up towards the sky. So you're starting at the bottoms of your feet. And again, using your mind's eye here, just picturing, visualizing the bottoms of your feet connected to the earth. And then you're slowly pulling that sensation all the way up your legs. Notice the strength in your legs. So take this really, really slow. So we're still focused in on the legs. So as you pull that awareness into your legs, feel that strength in your legs. And if there's a voice popping in saying, I don't have strong legs, I have weak legs, whatever voice may or may not be popping in here, acknowledge and then remind yourself that you are strong, and you're strong starting at your feet all the way into your legs. Slowly continue that awareness up into your upper body. Notice your waist. Notice your belly. Notice your chest. And notice the openness and the courage that you have in this part of your body. Maybe you even kind of feel yourself, your chin goes up a little bit, maybe your chest kind of opens a little bit. So just notice those sensations in this part of your body, that openness, that courage, that confidence. And again, if you have the voices pop up in your head telling you you're not courageous, you're not confident, you're not open, acknowledge. Don't push those voices down. Acknowledge. Hear those. And then remind those parts of you that you do have that courage, that openness, that confidence within you. And then continue that sensation all the way up into your head to the crown of your head. And just kind of visualize what's happening in the crown of your head right now. Maybe your mind's eye just like has some random image in it that just kind of came out of nowhere. Maybe there's something coming out of the crown of your head. Maybe there's something else you see. So again, we're going to start that process starting at the bottoms of your feet. Feel that connection in the bottoms of your feet, that assuredness, that connection, that assuredness in your stance. And then feel that strength as you move up into your legs And then as you move up into your torso, feel that confidence, feel that openness, that expansion all the way out into your arms. And then as you move to the crown of your head, notice what happens up there. Notice what you visualize, what you feel, any sensations there. We're going to do that one more time, starting at the bottoms of your feet. Feel that stance, that groundedness, that assuredness in your feet. Move into your legs. Feel the strength of your legs. Move up into your torso. Feel that confidence. Feel that openness. Feel that courage. And then move all the way up into the crown of your head. Notice what happens. So go ahead and inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Feel all of those sensations moving throughout your body. And then exhale, dive it all the way down to a forward fold. We're not here for long. Plant your fingertips or palms of your hands. Again, inhale to rise, bend your knees, stand all the way up, reach your arms up as you go. And then exhale, dive it down. Again, inhale, open your arms as you stand. Exhale, dive it down. Again, inhale to rise. Sweep those arms up nice and open. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, rise. Make this fluid or this movement fluid. Inhale to rise. Exhale, dive it down. Take this a few more times. Notice what naturally happens in your body. So for me, my body doesn't quite want to go all the way down. I'm almost just kind of coming into a seat because that's what feels natural. And then I'm coming right back up. So for you, your variation may be a little bit different. Move with your breath. Inhale to rise. Open your arms. Exhale to dive it down. 3 more times. Inhale at your own pace. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, wherever you're at. Exhale, dive it down. Slowly come all the way back up. Alrighty. So take what you need here. Maybe you need to stay standing. Maybe you need to shake some of that energy out in your arms, in your legs. Take what you need. If you're ready to meet me in a seat, go ahead and do so. If you need to stay standing and shake it out, maybe you need to pause the video and take some more movements. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Maybe you just need to stay there. Okay, listen to your body. What do you need for these next couple of minutes? So if you're with me, we're gonna meet in a seat. So maybe you feel a lot of energy kind of moving and flowing through your body. Maybe you're still kind of feel like you're battling some of those internal voices. Maybe you don't quite believe that you're feeling what I was guiding you to feel. That's okay. Just notice what's coming up. Notice any feelings of discomfort, any feel-good feelings, any energy that you may kind of feel just moving through your body. I know for me, I kind of feel some activation in my hands and my fingertips, crown of my head. So as you're coming back down, bringing that energy down a little bit, just notice, close your eyes back down if you haven't already. And as you close your eyes, just kind of notice what you visualize here. So for me, for whatever reason, the image of the crown of my head keeps coming back up. And I just kind of see it in my mind's eye. Notice what might come up for you here. Take just a few moments as you're settling back into that seat. Ask yourself what your body needs here to, again, just kind of bring that energy back down. Alrighty. So as you find a seat, option actually, if you want to find a seat, if you found a comfortable seat, great. or you can lie on your back. So option to start to kind of settle in. You still want your front body to kind of be a little bit open because we are going to move into some breath work. But again, option to have that or do that in a seat or lying down. This is the part of practice where we're really going to start to wind down. Going to continue going inward. So like I said, we'll focus on breath work. We'll do some sound bowls and just kind of see where you land. So if you grabbed props, or even if you didn't, and you're like, oh, it might be nice to kind of cozy up with a blanket or have some pillows or whatever, this is kind of your time to get situated, get comfortable. So wherever you're at, as you're getting situated, start to notice your breath. And come back to deepening your breath. Maybe not as intense as we were doing when we first started, but just coming back to your breath and deepening it a little bit. Slowing down, expanding your inhales. Exhaling nice and slow, nice and steady. And as you start to move, tune back into your breath. Notice what happens in your body. Maybe your body is asking for a little bit of movement or a little bit of stretching. So on these next few exhales, you're going to exhale, open mouth, as if you're trying to fog up a mirror. So you're inhaling through your nostrils, nice and slow. Exhale, open mouth, fog up that mirror. Again, inhale. Exhale. And if my pace of breathing is not working for you, take this at your own pace. Whatever rhythm of breath you can find here, take it at your own pace. As you continue to breathe in and out, notice what happens in your body. Feel into those sensations. The nice deep inhales through your nostrils. Really feel that air entering your nose, your throat, your lungs. And on your exhale, feel that air leaving your mouth, coming out of your throat. Again, notice sensations. Feel into your breath and connect with yourself here. We'll be here for several more rounds of breath. If you find any other inclinations of how to breathe, Maybe you want to make some actual audible noise on that exhale. Maybe you need to hum something on that exhale. So again, there's nothing that you can do that's too weird in this practice. So if you have any voices popping up in your head saying that's weird or don't do that or why are you doing that, acknowledge those voices and then do it anyway. Really listen to your body. Let those self-doubts know that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to express yourself in whatever way feels right for you here. Continue that breathing, maybe audible exhales, maybe movement, whatever's coming up for you here. And as you continue at your own pace, connecting with yourself, listening to your body, I'm going to play the sound bowls. And we're going to be here for several minutes. So again, find yourself, connect with yourself, give yourself what you need, find your voice, whatever it is you need here. wherever you're at here, if you're not already in a seat, go ahead and meet me in a seat. And if you are already in a seat, just start to tune back into your hips, your sit bones. Just notice that nice grounded seat underneath you. And if you're making your way to that seat, find a nice, easy, supported seat here where you can really nicely ground down your hips into your legs, into your sit bones. And we're gonna go back to the beginning, kind of where we started, just rocking side to side. Nice, slow, steady breathing. Notice how you feel. And then come back to center. We're going to change it up a little bit. So go ahead and just start by inhaling. Sweep your arms open. So almost like you're opening up, lengthening through your arms, open up through your chest, your heart space. Take just a little mini back bend here. Option to keep your head and neck neutral or let your head gently fall back. Notice how this stance feels in your body. Arms are wide open. Nice and elongated from fingertip to fingertip. Your chest, your heart space are open. And then take a nice big inhale. Exhale, slowly wrap yourself up in a hug. So as you do this, maybe you even round through your spine a little bit. And then as you wrap yourself in that hug, start to rock side to side. So option again, you can round your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest, or if it feels more natural, you can kind of let your head just rest on one side or the other. So you're wrapping yourself up and rocking yourself side to side. Notice how this feels in your body. It may feel really uncomfortable. And this is the only time I'm going to say this in this practice, but if you feel a little resistant to doing this, to holding yourself, hugging yourself, rocking side to side, if there's a part of you feeling really resistant, maybe actually lean into it more. So that kind of feels counterintuitive to listening to your body. But if you're feeling really uncomfortable with this, it may be exactly what you need, because this is a very nurturing way to connect with yourself. It's very nurturing. It's very connecting. And then just take anything that you feel like you need here, anything that feels natural. So maybe you stay hugging yourself, rocking side to side. Maybe you continue inhaling to open your arms. Exhaling to hug yourself in. Just take whatever you feel like you need here. So what you feel like or what you need may not necessarily be what you want. It may not be the most comfortable option. And that's okay. Tune into what you need here. If you need more nurturing, more compassion, more love, give that to yourself, whatever that looks like. Just another minute or two left here, wherever you're at. Again, option to close your eyes. If it resonates with you, maybe you notice what it feels like to be held, to be comforted. Some people, when they do this, even kind of finding themselves with one hand just kind of tapping gently. So again, as weird as it sounds, you're almost recreating this regulation in your system, just like you would with a baby or a young child, comforting, soothing, nurturing. Give that to yourself right now if that's what you need. Allow whatever emotions that may come up to come up. If you feel nothing, that's okay. There's no rights, no wrongs, no expectations here. And again, option to stay wherever you're at for as long as you need. We've got just a few more minutes. We've got about 3-4 minutes left together. So as you're wherever you're at, I'm going to finish out our practice with some more sound bowls. So continue wherever you're at, giving yourself what you need, movement, stillness, connection. If you set an intention for this practice, maybe return to that intention or just stay exactly where you're at. In these last couple minutes, we'll just finish out with some sound.